So a lot of the companies, like I was saying, want to know how many volunteers were served, what was the impact they had on the community, and that's all they want to know. Some of them want to know about their volunteers. Were they engaged? Did they have a good time? Do they have a greater sense of pride? If they want to know those things, then we do a volunteer survey.
Okay.
Then we may have a company like Fidelity who wants a higher level of evaluation to demonstrate that they've had a greater impact because they've been a partner for several years. And
Right.
so, based off of what the company says that they want and the services that we can offer, we build out what their reporting suite will look like.
Okay.
So it could be something very simple as that we're just doing the generic post project report to we're doing a full on evaluation plan.
Okay.
Normally, I find this out after things have been signed. so, um, right. So we want to, as much as possible, include someone from the evaluations team in the process beforehand so that there is an understanding of what the roles and responsibilities will be and then how much time that will take because that will also go into the budget for that project.
Got it. Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna go into Clicktools now. Everybody, you all have your own Clicktools account. Normally, I access Clicktools through Salesforce, but for the last week or so, it's not been showing up as an app in Salesforce. So, what that
Oh.
means is you will log into Salesforce like normal, and then up in the upper right hand corner, you see there's the app menu, and Clicktools is one of the app options. And normally, it'll say Clicktools like on this top row. And you would
Right.
click on that and sign in. For
Okay.
some reason, that hasn't been working. So the other option is to just go to clicktools.com.
Easy enough.
Yeah, so there's two ways you can log in.
Okay.
The great thing about when you could log in to ClickTools through Salesforce is that you could have Salesforce and ClickTools both open within the same application, and sometimes that makes it a little easier.
Gotcha. Okay.
But you still have the same functionality on clicktools.com. It's the same functionality.
Okay.
Right. So I'm going to log in using the evaluation login. Your department has your own login.
Okay.
So you may want to ask Jennifer or Stephanie Skipper
Okay.
um, what that login information is.
All right.
All right. So when you log in, you get this beautiful dashboard of things that you're like, what is all of this?
Wow. Yep.
Don't concern yourself with this. What
Mm-hmm.
you're going to do is over here where it says select a survey or view all surveys, this section on the left hand side,
Yep.
you're going to click on view all surveys.
Okay.
There's a corporate activation folder.
Nice.
Within the folder are all the past post project reports, the corporate satisfaction survey is in here, and then there's some volunteer surveys depending on the partner.
Okay.
So, do you know who some of your accounts will be?
For instance, Duke Energy is one of them.
Okay, so let's do Duke Energy because
Okay.
that's a good example. Because for Duke Energy, we have a volunteer survey and a post project report.
Okay.
And for 2016, they're already set up.
Nice.
So you don't have to worry about that. So see right here where it says Duke Energy 2016.
I do not say that. I don't see Duke on your screen. I'm like seeing Bessemer and Belt.
Oh, Okay, let's see. Do you see it now? I scrolled up. Are
Yes,
you
I do.
able?
I sure do. Yep, there it is in orange.
Okay. So this is like the quick access to everything. The little pencil allows you to edit the survey. We're not going to do that right now because it's
Okay.
already done. And I mean edit in terms of the design and content of what the report looks like.
Right. Okay.
The settings allow you to change the look and feel of the report. We're not going to do that either because it's already done. These little arrows allows you to synchronize and map it back to Salesforce. So what that would mean is that say you had hands-on Charlotte, for example, was an affiliate that did the Duke Energy project.
Right.
Because they have an organization record in Salesforce, you can map their answers from this report back into Salesforce. And so it would be connected to them,
Nice.
right? That's not set up right now, but it is an option.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
And then the I is the preview. So I'm going to click on that so you can see what it looks like. So this is the report that you would send out to your affiliates for them to complete. We typically give them 30 days after the project to fill it out. It's best if it's done in like a week or two. But, sometimes there's some post project delay. So,
Sure.
you know, but we typically give them that time.
Okay.
So in the general information section, we ask, their name, their email, the affiliate, the name of the partner in which they had, in which where they hosted the project or that benefited from the project, and then that URL,
Got it.
and then the project date. So remember on that call on Friday, where things got
Oh, bless you.
a little complicated.
For
Um,
sure.
It was complicated because there were multiple sites hosting multiple projects over a course of several days.
Right.
And so trying to figure out how to collect the data from all of those different projects complicated this very simple form.
Right. Oh, yeah. I can see that for sure.
Yeah, so because of that partnership, we've had to do a lot of customization. That is also an option for your um, partners and sponsors as well. Normally, this is fine because they're just doing like one day, done in a day projects. Even if they're happening across the United States or globally, it's normally just one day.
Right. Exactly.
So normally it works, but sometimes it doesn't.
Whew, yes.
All right, let's see if it'll take me to the next screen. So the project activities are what's most important to us. So we ask them about the number of volunteers, the number of volunteer leaders, and the hours. So this is important because these numbers feed into the corporate activation dashboard, and then they also feed into what we send the board every month or every quarter.
Okay.
And they go up against our goals and indicators for our strategic directions. So these numbers are highly important.
Got it.
They may say, hey, we already collect that, we don't need it. But if you remember from our call on Friday, Jennifer was like, we actually do need to verify and get confirmed numbers.
Right.
Even though we may have in our spreadsheet X, Y, and Z number, that may not be what happens the actual day of the project. So
Okay.
those numbers are important. This impact area we ask because we want to see like overall what types of projects are happening with our corporate sponsors. They align with our Points of Light impact programming. So, for example, our education programs align with um, what's called Core 18 Breda Future Fellows that are happening in the impact program side of Points of Light.
Mhm.
Environmental stability is part of the impact programming overall at Points of Light. Economic opportunity, disaster, military and vets, etc. So we do
Okay.
ask that question because we want to know what types of projects they're having. Keep them as a repertoire for how we can possibly develop more impact program or more projects that relate to our impact programming.
Got it. Okay.
Most of the time, we do ask them like highlights and accomplishments. They're normally like fluff pieces. They,
Right.
but we do ask.
Yep.
If they've had any social media, we want to know. The part of this that will make your report and what actually the sponsors really want to know, but is one of the hardest things to determine, is the impact of the program. It's a
Right.
project, especially because they're done in a day.
Yeah.
So we want to know the number of students or clients or whomever will be served by that project, and then have them describe to us what change may have occurred because of the project. Um, this will help you when you create your final project reports that you send back to them, that you send back to the corporate sponsor.
Got it. Yep.
We ask them project expenses again, depending on how you all pay out, um, pay to sites based off of the MOU.
Hmm.
Um, you want to know that they go over the expenses. If they did, what did they spend the money on? And sometimes they do their own report. Like they may have sent their report to a funder or the media, and they can attach their report to this one. So if they've sent one to someone else, they can just attach it.
Okay.
And then lastly is just feedback.
Hmm.
And that's what the post project report looks like. This is the very basic one. This is the general one that we use for everyone. But again, you may need to customize it based off of what they are asking or wanting.
Sure.
Right.
Okay.
We do customize this report by adding the Duke Energy logo and our logo. Um, it's actually just one picture, and Lauren can actually show you how to do it, um, because it's really just putting their logos in PowerPoint and saving it as a JPEG file.
Okay.
So the process generally would go, you would say, hey, Kim, can you create the reports for Duke Energy? And here's the logo. So I would create it in Clicktools. I'm going to exit out of this.
Hmm.
And then I would send you the link, the URL to the project,
Okay.
to the project report. And then
Right.
that is the link that you would send out and communicate to your affiliates or
Okay.
partner organizations.
Hmm.
So this is where you go to find the URL. Um, let me back up so you know.
Okay.
So we're going to go back to the list of all the surveys.
Hmm.
You're going to click on the Duke Energy name. Just click on
Okay.
the name. And then this is what it looks like. This is the
Okay.
design tab. So for now, don't worry about this design tab. All you would need to do for now to get the URL is go under deploy
Okay.
and distribute.
Mm. Okay.
And then there's the URL for this report. And that process is the same for all the reports and surveys. Of course, the URL is
Mm.
different,
Okay.
but that process to get the URL is the same.
Got it.
Um, you are not able to customize this URL like you could in SurveyMonkey. So it just is what it is.
Got it.
All right.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I this is unrelated to the what you're talking about. Oh, okay. I see that Jennifer is just she's sending me a chat and I didn't know what to do. So, okay. Okay, sorry. Please continue. I now that I know what that is. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So, how do you get your reports? So, this part I don't handle as much. Um, Typically, each account manager is responsible for pulling their own reporting, mainly because the corporate sponsor may want to know something immediately or they're doing it for their final report. Like, there are varying reasons. So I'm not the one who pulls reports all the time. I can assist, or whomever the next person is can assist, but typically the account manager pulls their own reports. So you go to the Analyze tab for that particular report and just
Okay.
click on Reports.
Okay.
This is the easiest version. And you can see that Stephanie already pulled this. She pulled it May 31st. But she can pull it again. I'm going to show you how to create one.
Okay.
So you go to Create New Report, and then there are different report types. So you can get the raw data to go to an Excel file. You can do the summary data to a PDF or to PowerPoint or Excel. So
Okay.
the raw data, of course, allows you to manipulate it because it's going to come out in an Excel file.
Okay.
The summary data, um, you can't really manipulate because it's a summary. It's
Oh,
not going to be based off of individual responses.
okay.
The PDF, I'll just show you that one. The PDF is typically what a report that I would run because it gives you charts and graphs.
Nice.
So when you click on summary to PDF, this is what comes up. You can select the color. You can select if you want a landscape or portrait. You can number it. You can do those. For now, I'm going to leave that how it is. Um,
Mhm.
One other thing I should say before I get to that. On this left-hand side, you can filter. So say the Duke Energy Project was supposed to last one just for a few days, but one of the whole sites was like, I can't, our project is 3 weeks behind. You can filter by date of, when you want to pull a report. You can filter by response or by respondent. I normally
Okay.
don't do the respondent filter because the respondent filter really works when. Can you see my pop up?
Yes.
All right. So this filter works when you have somewhat set up the mapping. So I typically don't do the respondent. I either do response filter or date filter.
Okay.
Right. So for the response filter, you you can filter by the questions.
Ah,
See. And so say again, I'll just use Hands on Charlotte. Say Hands on Charlotte was an affiliate and they wanted their post project report. You could do individually, just pick on the affiliate, um, say add, and then it will allow you to type in whatever that affiliate's name is, or whomever.
okay.
Um, or say you knew everybody's name, which you probably will know everyone's name. So you can filter by name and
Okay.
type in their name in this box.
Got it. All right.
If you only want the individual summary report. If you want everybody, then this is what you do. Just leave all the filters alone.
Okay.
When this charts comes up under preferences, you can change your preferences, but I typically leave them be.
Okay.
Under question selection, I select all the questions, um, and then click next.
Okay.
Now, one great feature is that you can schedule when to get a report. So you don't have to come back in and do this every time. So if you wanted to schedule, you can click enable and select, do you want it to come monthly, weekly, daily, what time you want it to come, and the email. But it's only going to email to these people here.
Okay.
So you could have an email to Stephanie. She may not like it, but you could. But you
Should
could,
be all right.
and she would just get an email saying, "Hey, your report is ready." Whatever.
Cool. Okay.
I'm gonna unenable it for now. Then you
Okay.
click on next, and you can give it an image. So all of these are the different logos that are in here. So I know this is Duke Energy, so I'll just say Duke Energy, just because maybe I want it to look nice. It's not
Yeah.
necessary that you have to do that though.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm just gonna say this is a test report. Um, Click next, and then it kind of says, "Is this what you want to do? Are you sure you want this?" Yeah, that's what I want, and then say create.
Cool.
I'm gonna click on download. If you click OK, it won't download. It'll just send you back to the reports kind of listing, and then you
Uh,
click on it and it'll download. Or you
got it.
click on this
Okay.
download arrow. If you
Mhm.
click on download when it's in the message box,
Mhm.
then it'll download below.
I see. Okay.
Right. All right, so look, Bob Young did do it. That is Charlotte. And hands-on Northwest North Carolina. All right, and hands-on Asheville. So this kind of gives you a list of everything. This is a summary of all their projects,
Wow.
right? Of what's happened so far, and it gives you a chart so you can say, oh, there were six education programs, six environmental. So it gives you this little chart, which I like charts. So,
Yeah. I do too. That's awesome.
um, and it helps you see, but this is for everybody. And like I said, you can pull out individuals. So if you only wanted to see hands-on Charlotte, you could have. If you only wanted to see hands-on Asheville, you could have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what that report function looks like. If you want to do your own charts, if you want to, make it look differently, again, just download the raw data in Excel and do it all in Excel. It's totally up to you how you want to do it.
Okay.
Okay. Um, as I was doing that, there was something that I wanted to say. Oh, say, for instance, you didn't want to run a report necessarily, you just wanted to run some quick data points.
Okay.
Um, you could click on individual like I did, and you can pull an individual report. The trick is, or not the trick, but the issue is that because we haven't set up the mapping for this report, this email is going to be anonymous, so you won't know who it is unless you know what day they completed their report.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This status lets you know how many questions were answered,
Mhm.
and how they did it, like on a laptop, on the phone.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Questions. It's helpful because it pulls down this is also a great way to filter by the question.
Mhm.
Um, So say again, I just wanted to see um, Bob. Then it's gonna filter. See how it automatically did it on the left hand
Yep.
side.
Yep.
And as I go through all of the rest of the questions, it's only gonna show me Bob's answers.
Okay, that's cool.
So these are like, so I went to another day. So he had three projects on three different
Mhm.
days. Um, I could actually even click on the day, and it'll show me filter Bob Young and the date for the other
Oh wow.
answers.
I see. Yeah.
So you can play around with it like that. One thing to note about Clicktools is that, like other surveys, there's no save and come back to it later. Once you open the survey, you have to finish it. Like that's just a guidance to give them. Otherwise, you
Got it.
could have multiple days and they're all the same project. So just guidance, just say to them, make sure you're ready to complete your report and enter it as you go. There's no click and save or save and continue later. There's only save and that's it. It's one of the functionalities they need to work on.
Yowza. Got it.
Yeah. Um, yeah, and that's pretty much that. I will show you this also. So in order for you to get like that branding at the top of the page where it has both of our logos,
Right. Yeah.
you create the image in PowerPoint and then you upload the image here. So
Okay.
you would go to upload new image and just like you would anything else, just save the picture. So the images will be there if you wanted to add it to your report, if you wanted like the report that you actually print out at the end, or if you want to add it to the template of the survey.
Right. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So branding is where you would see what the template looks like for Duke Energy or for any of them really. Um, And so you can see that's the title, where it's located. Say you had a new say you had a new icon or image that you wanted to use. You could change it here because the drop down of all of the different logos or pictures are there. You can move it if you want it on the left, the right. You can change all that, save it. Um, Clicktools is mobile enabled, so like they can do it on their cell phone or like on their iPad. You can make sure that it's enable mobile, and you can add different images.
Nice.
So in the settings tells you again the name of the survey, where the survey is located and what folder is located in, and you can change that, but I wouldn't. You don't need to, but you could.
Okay.
And then the look and feel template. So there's several different templates in here. In order for you to get, let's say you were doing I don't know, ABC Company, and they're brand new, we've never done one with them before, then you would need to create a template for them. You probably won't do it, so I'm not going to show you how to do it. But,
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
that's what I would do. So that's like all the stuff that I do. I don't know. That might be above where what you need to know right now.
Cool. Okay.
That's essentially ClickTools in the post project report. I'll show you what a volunteer survey looks like. Um, let's see. I thought there was one for Duke. I thought I had done one, but they must not have needed one. So I'll just do UBS.
Okay.
Um, So these are those one-page surveys that we send out, they hand out at the end of projects. So
Okay.
it's online also if they want it, and we can just send the company the link. That
Okay.
problem still remains. There is no save and continue later. So
Right.
there may be some data clean out at the end, but this is essentially the same paper form that we send. And so we ask what type of volunteer they are. We ask them these volunteer experience questions, and and then just some general, like, did you gain a new skill? What can we improve on? What was a highlight? And some demographic information. The demographic information is optional. I actually think all of these questions are optional. They're not required questions.
Oh, okay. All right. There's no little hickey saying that they're optional. They just figured out, I guess.
Yeah. If it's a required question and they don't complete it, it'll blink. It like they'll get a red asterisk and it says,
Got it.
"Hey, you need to finish that."
Okay.
So those are what those two most requested things look like.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
The last thing I'll show you in Clicktools is the corporate partnership satisfaction survey. So at the end of the partnership, whatever time that occurs, you and or the development manager will send out a survey to whoever our corporate liaison is,
Okay.
so that we can get an idea of how satisfied they are with our partnership. So if it's a year-long partnership, then maybe at the end of that year you do it. If it's, um, they only just do 1 week with us, then at the end of our week of projects, you would send it to them, just to get their feedback.
Okay. Cool.
And this is what it looks like. Um, so, we asked them how long they've been with us, how many projects have they had with us, um, how do they feel about, or what's their level of agreement, I guess, with our partnership. Do we understand them? Do they feel like we have a grasp on what's happening? Do our We ask them about our project management, like are they satisfied with how we manage the project, their level of satisfaction with um, us in general,
Hmm.
and then just some overall just feedback that they can give us. And how we've used this in the past is just to figure out what are some areas in which we can improve upon. Are they satisfied? Why or why not? And just to help give us some more information. The goal is that as we get more people to complete the partnership survey, that we can determine the course of where to go with corporate activation projects.
Got it. Excellent.
So, yeah. So this is just something that goes out to, I don't know who your contact is with Duke Energy, but like you and I'm gonna say Sandy because I don't know who the development rep
Okay.
is
Yeah,
here.
that works for me.
Um, you all would just send it out at the end. And then
Okay.
whoever fills my place would be the one that would be responsible for getting the results back to you all.
Okay. I see. So the results go back. Basically, you are the ones who get the results and follow through with that. It's not up to me to basically get everything and
Right.
okay.
For the
Okay.
partnership survey.
Got it. Yep. 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 Yep.
And then whoever fills in my role, they're always here to help you. Like what they should be. They should always be here to help you
Okay. Oh
figure
dear.
it out.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay, so that's Clicktools. Now, I'm gonna show you something on SurveyMonkey, and I'm gonna show it to you because of AbbVie.
Okay.
So you were on that call. It's a massive project,
Yeah.
and there are a lot of moving parts. And
Yeah.
so, because there are a lot of moving parts, sometimes Clicktools is not the best place for all their reporting materials to go because it has some limited functionality. Um,
Okay.
so, for AbbVie, for example, their reports and their surveys is in SurveyMonkey. Because I'm recording this, I'm not going to tell you what the username and password is. I'll just send it to you in an email.
Okay. Good idea.
Yeah. But again, I have organized this folder. So let's see. Did I put it in a folder? No, but we can do it now. So for AbbVie, we're going to put them into the corporate activation folder.
Okay.
So anything that's related to corporate, I typically put in a corporate activation folder, make it very simple.
Nice.
Yeah. So you can go to all surveys and click on corporate activation, and those surveys will show up. Um, let's see. So their volunteer survey looks very different than the ones I showed you in Clicktools because they have a lot of skip logic. And although Clicktools allows for skip logic, it wouldn't allow for as much click step skip logic as they needed.
Right.
So here, all you would need to do if you wanted to know what some of the responses were, would go to analyze the data. And the thing about SurveyMonkey, have you used SurveyMonkey before?
Actually, I have, and I'm sitting here looking because it just looks different from when I used it. But when I was at Hands On Bay Area, we sent out an annual survey to the volunteers and to the project leaders.
Okay. So I Jennifer, somebody may need some help with this. Or some. This is just the dummy data that's in there now. But the thing about SurveyMonkey that's nice is that you can actually see the answers on the screen, just like with Clicktools. You can actually see how people responded.
Yeah.
You can do data trends if you like. I rarely use that function, but it's available. And then you can click and get individual responses. The other thing is how you export it. So you can export just a summary data, or you can do individual responses so that you can manipulate it in Excel or however.
Got it.
All right. So I think that may be the conclusion, yeah, of what all Jennifer wanted us to go over today.
I do have one question that Jennifer wanted me to also ask.
Okay.
Let me see here. I'm looking at my emails. What happened is this. I got an email from Amy, who is the executive director at Hands On Northwest North Carolina. And she basically said that both of her final project reports have been completed for their Duke Energy project, and she'd appreciate it if I were to release the second half of their grant funds along with their project supplies. And I'm like, okay, I've worked here a week. I have no idea what you're talking about. So I was just like, oh, great. Thanks, Amy. I'll definitely get that in process. In other words, tell Jennifer about it. And Jennifer wrote me back and she said, when you meet with Kim, have her show you how to pull the post project report to verify that everything has been done. If you see her report in the system, then put in a second check request for the final half of her project funds. So basically, I'm looking for, again, Duke Energy, and this is the project that
All right.
uh,
So how about we test it? Because I know how to do it. How about we test it based off, and I just showed you how to do it.
Right? I
So
know, and that's why I was like, okay, this is coming together. Not that I know how to do it, but I'm
no, so
paying
let's
attention.
walk through it like an exercise
Okay, cool.
right now. So can
Okay.
you see my screen?
I can, yes.
All right. What should I do first?
I would think since the goal here is to make sure that this affiliate really did do her post project report, because in order for them to get their final payment, they have to agree that that is done. And
Hmm.
so I think the first thing to do is, since it looks like everything is coded by the corporate partner, which is Duke. So it looks like I would click on Duke 2016 post project report.
Okay. What's another option that you could do on this same orange row?
Oh, oh, oh. I do not know.
Okay, so you see those icons?
I only see, you mean over to the far right?
Uh-huh.
I see the check mark and the circle. That's the only one I see.
Oh, okay. I wonder why you can't see everything. Um, there's one that has a graph on it that's like
Oh,
a
hold on, wait a
pie.
minute, wait a minute. Don't tell me, don't tell me. Oh, I can scooch my computer. Oh, there's lots of icons. Okay, don't tell me.
Okay.
Okay, so I see all of those icons. There's the pencil, which is the edit. Yeah, I don't know which one I would hit. No, I don't.
Okay. You could hit the pie
Okay.
where it says analyze,
Yep, yep.
and it's going to take you to this field. All right. Now, looking at the screen, if you only wanted Amy, this is Amy, right?
Um,
Or
yeah.
Michelle?
Yes, it's Amy. Yes.
Okay. If you wanted Amy, what would you do? Looking at this
Well, right
screen.
now, perfect. Right now, we're looking at everything Bob. So we would, first of all, we need to get rid of Bob somehow. I mean, can we click on the name and then, or, because I don't know how to get, what did you just do?
I just click close.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, because we didn't want Bob to be filtering. Here's Amy number 7, and we would
Hmm.
just click on her.
Right.
And
Okay.
that brings up all of her projects. Then it looks like she has 2 projects. Let me scooch over here. Okay, there's nothing on the far side to see. Um, I don't know which one she's talking about, so maybe we would have to click on both of her names.
Or
Okay,
or
or I'm
let's
with you.
go up to the top and do the drop down
Okay.
and click on project date. Let's see what happens if she has two projects or just one project. Looks like she has
Perfect.
two projects.
Okay. I assumed that because her name was written twice. So,
Well, so here's the thing about that part. Is
okay.
that remember when I told you you can't save and come back later?
Right.
So say they opened it and started working on it, but they didn't finish it,
Right.
their name will still show up.
I see. So can't count on that being accurate. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that if you're going to do it like just as in this case, you don't need to download a report. You're just checking, right?
Right. Correct.
Then I might click through some more answers, especially the questions I know we need to make sure that they're completed.
I see.
So the number of volunteers and leaders, I would click on that. I would click on the detail so that I could actually see what she submitted each time. So see, it says 1, 2, and 3 for the volunteer leaders. So 1 would be volunteers, 2 is volunteer leaders, and 3 is hours. And as you hover over it, it tells you what it is.
I see.
And then for each project, it tells you the number.
Okay.
So just like you want to make sure that she finished it.
Yeah.
And then maybe go to the last question and see. So, yes. So it looks like Amy has submitted 2.
Cool. Okay. Okay. Excellent. So it looks like she has done her report, so therefore I'd be able to do the rest of what Jennifer said. Okay.
Yes. You can now process her check request to get the second half of her payment. That's totally different. Sounds like that's infodesic.
Right. Yeah. That's a whole nother
Outside of
thing.
my purview.
Mine too.
I mean, I know how to do it, but that's not what this session is about.
Woo, no, I understand. I understand. Well, yeah, this has been totally very helpful. So I really appreciate not only you taking the time to really teach it, you're actually an excellent trainer. And then also the fact that you recorded it. This is going to be so helpful later on when we're mourning your loss of wherever who gained you.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a link to the video. It's going to be on the evaluation YouTube page, and so
Okay.
you can just go and look at it whenever. But it'll take me, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes or so.